Hey there guys, what is going on? Sai here and welcome back yet again to another Gran Turismo 7 setup video for the channel. Today guys, we've got the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo and I'm quite surprised to see how unpopular this car really is in GT7 because honestly, this thing has really caught me off by surprise. Now it's not the fastest thing in the game, especially in its class or rivalry category and so forth. It's only chucking out 581 brake horsepower, uh, but where this car shines is its balance and cornering. This thing is basically like a Lotus Elise, especially with the setup. Honestly, guys, I've been out cornering like Lamborghinis and so forth, really like high powered brake horsepower cars, but with a little bit more weight as well. And yeah, this thing honestly is a real treat to drive. So let's go ahead and get cracking with the setup. So I've actually got a few setups for this car because it's so versatile. So I've got 550 pp, 600 pp, 650 and 700 pp setups as well, with different compound tires. I do tune my setups on racing hard tires just so I can get a good feel of what the car is experiencing through each and every bend, and then obviously it doesn't have a negative impact if I change tires to like sports hard and something like that, or racing hard, racing soft and so forth, where if I was tuning on racing soft tires, with a grippy compound, you don't really get to feel what the car is experiencing as much. So that's the way I do it. So let's go ahead and start off with the maxed out setup. So for the tires, racing soft tires because it's unrestricted setup. Suspension fully customizable with the ride height at 95 at the front and 110 at the rear. Anti-roll bar 7 at the front and 5 at the rear. Damper ratio compression is 26 at the front and 36 at the rear. Damper ratio expansion is 44 all around. Natural frequency is 2.60 at the front and 3.25 at the rear. Negative camber angle is 1.6 at the front, 2.2 at the rear. Toe angle is in 0.05 at the front and in 0.25 at the rear. Differential is fully customizable with initial torque is 5 all around. Acceleration sensitivity is 10 at the front and 5 at the back. Braking sensitivity is 30 at the front and 55 at the back. Moving down to aerodynamics, what you want to do is have your full aero package, so like your splitter, side, spoiler, whatever I'm running on this car, and then you want to max out your downforce. This really helps the car get as much turning as possible and rotational G into a bend. ECU is at 100, power restrictor is at 100, transmission is fully customizable racing transmission with the top speed set to 340 kilometers an hour. And that's that. I'll show you guys the manual adjustments there as well in case you want to have a look at that. Moving down to your parts, we want high RPM turbocharger equipped, anti-lag system is set to strong, intercooler racing, racing air cleaner. You can choose to run racing silencer, which gives you a little bit more power and also a little bit more torque, so effectively the car will be faster. Unfortunately, I don't like the way the racing exhaust sounds, so I have chosen to stick with the semi-racing one. Exhaust manifold is set to racing, brake system whatever you want, carbon or racing slotted, whichever you prefer. Brake pads racing, handbrake normal, and your brake balance is set to -1, and that is set because the front to rear weight balance of the car is a ratio of 60 to 40, so you want to try and balance out that weight. You can try and do -2, which helps out in braking stability. I find -1 is my personal preference there. Obviously for your flywheel and clutch racing, propeller shaft, you can get carbon one. Unfortunately I haven't unlocked it yet, so that is set to normal, and these are all the upgrades as well that I have equipped on this particular car. Now moving on down to the other setup. So this is the 550 pp set up with racing hard tires. So the suspension is exactly the same, differential is exactly the same. What you want to do here is for the ECU is set that to 89, and then your power restrictor to 70. That enables you to have the most power uh, as you can get and most torque without losing too much PP. Your transmission set is set to 220, and these are the parts you want to equip. So everything is set to normal, which is on blue, anti-lag off, normal, 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 and just your racing brakes and so forth, just so you can have that stopping power as well to ease you into the bends. Moving on quickly to the 600 pp setup. Once again, this is for racing hard tires. So everything, suspension, differential and downforce is exactly the same. ECU's gone up to 97% and the power restrictor is at 78%. Transmission speed has increased a little bit as well at 250 kilometers an hour. Now for your turbocharger, that is going to be set to normal. Your anti-lag is set to strong, and you have a racing intercooler now. Air filter is set to racing. Silencer is sport, and exhaust manifold racing as well, and then all your standard parts equipped there. Moving down once again to the 650 pp setup. Now this one is going to be for sport soft tires. Really helps with the extra power now that this car is producing at 360 horsepower. So suspension, differential, downforce is exactly the same. Your ECU output is at 90% and your power restrictor is still at 70%. Your transmission has gone up to 280 and now you are going to be running a high RPM turbocharger with anti-lag still set to strong, intercooler racing, racing air filter, sports silencer and racing exhaust manifold, and everything else stays the same. Now moving down to the final PP limited setup, racing soft tires for the 700 pp. Suspension, differential and downforce once again is all the same. ECU output this time is at 94% and the power restrictor is at 96%. Transmission ratio can range between 310 to 320 kilometers an hour. I find 310 just gives you that right balance in my opinion, but if you do want to get that little bit extra more speed, 320 is the way to go. For your parts, high RPM turbocharger equipped with anti-lag system set to strong, racing intercooler, racing air cleaner, racing silencer and racing exhaust, and then everything else is set as the same. So that is it for the setup, guys. I'm going to switch back to the maxed out setup. I'm going to take a quick test drive around Catalonia to see what this thing can do.